I'm sorry, it's a no. It's
you
so
would rather
canceled.
like pay for a girl's like freaking foot picture than flowers for your girlfriend.
For your wife. What's up, guys? I'm Teala Dunn, and welcome back to another episode of Anonymously Yours. If you are new here, every single week I bring on an incredible new guest, and we react to the juiciest, craziest stories that you guys send in anonymously, of course. Don't worry, we will not be exposing your identity. And if you want to submit crazy stories for us to react to, make sure you click the show note in the description and submit it. Even if it's not your story, if it's your friend's story, your cousin's story, your mother's story, let us know. We will be reacting and giving our advice and all of those good things. But without further ado, it is time for me to introduce our next guest, Miss Jordyn Jones.
Hey, girl. We were on my podcast yesterday.
I
Look
was
at us.
just on her podcast yesterday. I literally have been seeing this girl like every day this week.
I'm so proud of you. Congrats on your new podcast.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have you. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
So for those that don't know, Jordyn and I go way. Oh, see, that's how way back we go.
We go like Coachella 2015.
Yes. Oh my God. Do you
That's
remember?
how far back we go.
I remember I ran into you. We both were at some like random Coachella like pool party in 2015. My first ever Coachella. Was that your first Coachella too?
I remember specifically, I think at Coachella, I guess I didn't have tickets, okay? But I wanted to bring like my boyfriend at the time to that party, and you had to be like 14 to go, and like, or maybe 15.
Yeah.
And then like he couldn't go because he was like too young, and I don't even know how I got in because I think I was like 15.
Yeah,
like I don't even know how I got
really
there.
young.
Like funny story, but I was there, and I literally drove the 2 hours or 2.5 hours to Coachella to go to that thing.
Just for the pre-party.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, let me wear a flower crown. Like that's how long ago it was.
I remember I wore like this blue like
Butt
small
pants.
dress, or like it was like a romper thing with like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
The people that were there is so weird to think about.
Yeah.
Like I remember like that Stephen Kelly.
Stephen Kelly.
And like,
oh my gosh, yes, Stephen Kelly introduced me to my first ever boyfriend. Like
wow.
ever.
Wow. But
that
yeah,
was
that's
before
where
I
we
even
met.
dated him.
It's crazy.
I was literally a virgin. Like wow.
I mean, same. I was
Yeah,
15 years old.
I was 18. I was 18. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, we go way
Crazy.
back.
Crazy. But when did we first meet? I don't know.
We didn't meet there?
No, I think we met before that. Like, cause I had known you then. Because I remember I was like, Jordyn, I don't know where we met. But
all I remember is like Coachella with you, and then like you inviting me to your birthday party, and I didn't bring anyone.
Parties. Yeah.
And I was just sitting there. You're like, you were really nice, obviously, but like I didn't know anyone.
No.
And that's like when I really started to probably get into more of like the YouTuber world.
Yeah. The
It's like
OG
you.
YouTubers.
Exactly, because I was just like a dancer.
Yeah. Crazy.
You really brought me into that world. I don't really know how we met, but
I don't know specifically how we met, but moral of the story, we met years ago.
And you know what's even weirder is like Teala and I, like she's always been a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But we would only see each other at like events or this or that.
Yeah.
And like only the past probably year, maybe 2 years, we've made plans.
Yeah.
And actually,
we
hung out.
hang out and like we're actually like
it's crazy.
friends.
We also used to be like very booked and blessed, very busy, very like
traveling a lot.
It would literally be like red carpet at 7 every night, like hair and makeup at 4, like meetings all day. And now it's like chilled out a little bit since COVID.
Yep.
So we have been hanging out more.
We have. And
Can't complain.
Really like I can't complain either. Like we go shopping together. We always go on our little cha-cha matcha dates.
She gets all the tea.
Oh my God. Speaking of tea, I'm sure if all of you guys probably been following Jordyn for a while or you know about Jordyn, this girl used to be the girl that didn't know how to drive, the girl that never wanted to like just learn how to drive, and none of the store. When she learned how to drive, she like backed into a park. What was the story?
Yeah, basically my dad was actually teaching me how to drive, and it was just in a parking lot. Like I couldn't go on the street. It was just like learning how to park.
Just a parking lot.
Learning how to park, and it was in a really expensive car. It was like a 750i BMW. It's a beautiful car. New car. Yes, like very new. And basically I pulled into a spot like that was like facing a building, like you know you're parking right in front of a business.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to like put it in reverse and back out of the spot and then like go back in.
Yep.
But reverse in BMWs in my head, like, why wouldn't it be backwards? It's forward. So
Yep.
I put it forward into basically drive what it was in, and I just drove right into the building.
Into the building, like into the building.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I've ever really done. Like, knock on wood. Like,
yeah, no, true. But like to go from that, if you guys don't know, like Jordyn is a huge car girl. Like huge car girl. You talked to us about like the rally. You went to a car rally thing, right?
Yeah, I was on a 10-day bunch of states rally. I started in Las Vegas and I ended in Miami.
It's crazy.
And yeah, I took my brand new car on the rally, and the only thing that really happened was I got a nail in my tire, but it didn't even flatten. I was able to get to a gas station, patch it, continue the rally.
Oh, I felt like I was on her journey. I was like following all her stories,
the gas,
watching the close friends. I was like, okay, the gas, the mileage. She's like, fill up number this, fill up number that. I was like, oh, Jordyn.
It was so fun, though.
It looked so fun.
I can't wait for another one.
And now she's got 2 cars, and she's got the cutest little stickers on the back, or not stickers, but like on her license plate. My
license plate frames.
Cute. It goes past. You just got passed by a girl, and then what's the one on your other car?
It says, if you're gonna ride my ass, at least pull my hair.
Exactly.
Period.
I go. Okay, so before we get into the juicy topics about what is coming up, because we have 4 insane juicy stories that we're
anonymously yours.
Anonymous stories. I want to ask, do you have any crazy stories or any juice to share with the audience that they might not know? I mean, I know this is kind of difficult because Jordyn and I, not only do I know we know everything about each other, but also Jordyn's kind of an open book like me, and we kind of tell our stories on the internet anyway. But is there anything that you want to share? Any stories?
I mean, Teala, like you said, she knows. Like, when we meet up at Cha Cha Matcha, it's like,
oh my,
it's like
God,
the new update on my life, because it is probably every 2 months it was, and it would be so different. Like this one time I was dating this rapper, and
I met him.
Yeah. Oh my God, you did?
Yeah. The Spotify party.
Oh, yeah. Basically, it'll just be oh yeah, I'm talking to this rapper guy, and then I don't know, you just know so much tea.
So much. Literally, Jordyn is my favorite person to catch up with, because we can go, we feel like we see each other pretty often. I mean, she was traveling a lot, so we kind of hadn't seen each other in a little while. But whenever I do see her, whether it's 2 weeks I go without seeing her, or a week without I going out seeing her, or don't even get me started if it's 2 months I go without seeing her. The amount of tea that's been built up that she tells me, I'm how has this been this little of time? I feel a year has gone by.
Basically, it's just my love life is kind of just crazy. Basically, the best way to describe it is I have been so satisfied with being single, okay? Yeah. But I just love physical touch. I love having a person to talk to, because I'm not a multiple. We've always talked about this.
Yeah.
I would much rather talk to one person, get really
one
close with them.
Time,
I let everyone in pretty easily, and then at the first red flag, I'm just out. So that's why people say oh, I go fast between people, but it's just I do not put up with anything. And
if you get the red flags,
if I get rubbed the wrong way, I'm out. And then same thing, I'm back to just being single, whatever. I do not need anyone. I'm not looking for anyone. But and then literally right now, it's just I have never liked someone so much. Yeah. And so I'm just talking to Teala. I'm F everyone I've talked to, or whatever. Yeah. It's just I've never liked someone like this in a while. It's that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. It's there's a little kind of confession is Jordyn's over here being a simp.
Jordyn's currently a simp right now. We're not gonna expose the identity, but I'm shipping this person a lot, and I actually think that this person,
because you were you've never been talking this.
Exactly. So Jordyn and I, we talk about boys very often.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be oh, he treats me so well. Or
so well.
This aspect.
Exactly.
Not
because we have to break it down. It's not just about looks or blah, blah, blah. It's it has to be broken down about how they treat you, the communication, are they planning things, yada, yada, yada. But I've never seen Jordyn have this reaction about a guy at all. And trust me, I know the list.
There's
I know a lot. But I've never seen you react to a guy like this ever. So that's the tea of it all.
That's
she's
tea.
Simping. She's crushing very
I'm
hard.
crushing right now. It's so bad.
It's kind of good though.
So good. So good. So bad.
Good, so good.
I next.
On to the next, on to bigger and better things, because at the end of the day, I feel like Jordyn
Bigger,
and
better, and taller.
Jordyn and I both had a similar situation without exposing the identities of these people, where we liked a person, kind of, whatever, and you kind of have like situationships. I do not recommend situationships to anybody. I don't think they work. They just don't work. So
you know what is just weird though? Everyone like on TikTok, they'll be like, if you have like someone you've been talking to for like a year, like they like encourage it almost as like, oh, you have to like date your like best friend or like all this stuff. And it's just like
they like shove it down your throat.
Yeah, or like if anything, like last year you're talking to someone more than 4 or 5 months, but you're not dating yet, like that's the one. And I'm like, no,
because sometimes they could just be wasting your time.
Yeah.
Like, no one ever talks about that.
And they always miss you when you're completely gone.
When you're gone. You got to cut the dead weight off. Cut the dead ends.
You can't water dead flowers.
Period. That was deep.
Like, that's my biggest relationship tip is you have to water the flowers. Because once it's
dead, it's dead.
Yeah, you like, no matter how much you loved that flower or how pretty it was or how vibrant it was or whatever, if the flower is just, but you both have to water it.
Exactly.
It can't just be a one-way street.
Otherwise, how will it bloom?
Yep.
There you go. Okay, Jordyn, now it is time for me to let you know all the stories that are coming up. We have story number 1.
All right.
I've secretly recorded my friends. Number 2, we have my husband spent $500 on a stranger's OnlyFans.
Wait, you're like going already through them?
No, this is just coming up. Then we'll dive into like each
okay,
just so you
got it.
Know.
I'm like,
no. Number 3, I am so lonely. I write letters to imaginary people.
Me.
Number 4, my best friend destroyed my social life.
Okay, are we going back to number 1?
We're going to number 1. And I meant to tell you this. My guest always reads the last story.
Oh.
So number 4 you'll read. But we're going through 1 first.
You didn't read 4 already?
No, but that's like what's coming up. Like that's just a breakdown so everyone knows. You know what I mean?
Oh, breakdown.
Yes,
got it.
yes.
So we're about to go.
Now we're about to go in.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
Chill,
here we go.
I'm a blonde, sorry.
She said, yeah, you are naturally blonde.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, duh. No shit. But like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't actually naturally blonde. Anywho,
Out the womb like this.
Out the womb. She said Barbie. Okay. Starting off with story number 1. Are you ready, Jordyn?
Yep, let's dive into it.
I've secretly recorded my friends. I am friends with a group of people, and we occasionally record videos to post on YouTube. We barely get any views, but it's still been a dream for some of us to become YouTubers. So we try to start somewhere. I really do enjoy my time with them, but at some points, things get tense and very toxic. Some drama happens that I won't get into much detail about, but it didn't break up our friend group. It just affected it. Nowadays, I feel like I can't talk with them anymore because some of them will snap at whatever I say. I got confused at first and thought maybe it was my attitude or tone of voice. Of course, those moments don't usually appear while we're recording videos together, so I couldn't look back to see if I did anything wrong, but I did notice a change. Every time we recorded, everyone's whole demeanor changes. They become happier. I actually have fun with them. One day, however, I finally caught a moment in recording while I was talking. My friend told me to shut up because I was being annoying, but it wasn't just a joke. They were serious and aggressive. I was then finally able to look back at the recording this time and saw that it really wasn't my tone or attitude. It wasn't anything I said in particular that I could think of. I was just talking and having fun and being myself like usual, and bam, they snapped at me. My voice went so quiet after as well, as if I was afraid to talk to the rest of the group. This really helped me see something that I didn't see before. After that, I wanted to record them more often. I didn't want to tell my group at the time, however, because I didn't want them to get mad or split up the group. So I haven't shared the recordings. A part of me feels like most would side with my other friends. I wanted to see how each person really treated me in private without the influence of them knowing that I was recording them. That's when I started recording our one-on-one hangouts without asking permission and without letting them know. I didn't keep all these recordings, mostly only the moments where something intense happens. But at the same time, I'm still concerned about sharing them. I still record many of them in private, obviously, but I think my plan is to just silently leave the group and only hang out with a few of them if they still care about me. I'm not proud of this behavior, but I felt like I had to do it in order to understand just how toxic this environment was for me. What the heck? That's insane.
Like,
just don't be friends with those people then. That sounds like so toxic.
Yeah, I would probably cry.
That's like really dark.
Basically, what we're getting out of it is that you're miserable, and sad,
and they're only nice to you when they're on camera.
Negative.
I didn't hear one pro in that friend group.
You can start your own YouTube channel. You don't need these people that are bringing you down.
You don't need a group, girl. Start it on your own. Make it.
That's probably how you're gonna succeed.
I agree.
You don't need like a group thing. Never
works out because the group always splits up in some way, and then the views go down.
Look at
all the groups. Look at all the
literally look at these houses in LA. Look at
the content houses.
Look at like boy bands. Like look at One Direction. Like they just never work out.
Yeah.
Then look at the people who are just like on it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're also even more passionate and like serious about it, and these people are just dragging you down.
Dragging you down completely.
I would say like delete the video clips, like delete this like.
You don't need that negative energy on your phone anyway.
No, you just really have to get out of that negative mindset, the negative group, the negative people in your life for you to be able to succeed, do your own thing, be happy. There's like, I get it that when we're like blowing up, there is like hard times and you're going to have like moments like
where
that.
You feel lonely.
Where you feel like lonely or being judged or like haters and all that. Mm-hmm. That does come with it, but not from the people you're trying to like, not your
squad,
not your circle. It's just really toxic. And our advice, I'm sure, is to just
leave the friend group completely.
Yeah, don't even do the whole
like I'm only gonna
if some of them
want to hang out. No, because they're all the same. Clearly,
you are the product of your 5 closest friends.
Period. You are the.
And so if you don't want to be like them, you need to completely
cut them off. Also, think about it. These people don't sound supportive at all. Say you do blow up on TikTok or YouTube, they're just going to make fun of you and probably send your videos to the group chat and make fun of you. Ugh. You don't need that energy at all.
Yeah, you want them. This sounds like they're just also jealous of you.
So. Yep. So, it's a no for me.
Yeah, cut it out.
Okay, now it's time for story number 2.
Okay.
My husband spent $500 on a stranger's OnlyFans. T.
Bruh.
T. Speaking of OnlyFans.
Link in bio. I do have that.
She does have an OnlyFans.
Search me up.
Yeah, search it. She's verified on there, huh?
Yep.
She hasn't posted anything yet.
Nope. She's got like...
Just for shits and gigs.
Just literally have like 15,000 subscribers and I've not
casually,
posted.
you like just started it, but...
Yep.
Speaking of OnlyFans. Anyways, shameless plug. Gotta plug the girl.
Thanks, girly.
As always. Okay. I saw some questionable charges on my husband's credit card, and when I asked him about it, he pretended he had no idea what I was talking about and that it must be fraud. I didn't want to argue about it. He has a history of making impulsive purchases, so I expected I would have to investigate for myself. I logged into his email and looked at the emails from the same day of the purchase and saw a bunch of PayPal transactions. Long story short, I was able to trace it to an OnlyFans subscription, custom content purchases, and saw he was sending money to random women on Reddit for God knows what in the span of a month.
So it's not a one-time thing.
So it's multiple.
Okay.
In a span of a month and a half, he has spent almost $500 of our money on this. My birthday was 2 weeks ago, and he said he was low on money, but he would take me out next week as soon as he got paid. Now I know why he was low on money. I haven't confronted him about it yet because I don't know what to do. I feel completely disrespected, disappointed, and angry, and I know that I can't talk to him right now when I'm so worked up. That is messy.
Girl, I'm praying for you.
I think you need a new husband, girl. I can't lie to you.
Why would you?
Why is he
so much insecure? You're never gonna be able to get that out of your head.
No, and also like it's not even like he bought a subscription. He's literally buying different content and like talking to multiple different women. Like,
if you're in a relationship, please do not buy my OnlyFans.
And also,
literally,
he's married.
Bruh.
She said my husband.
You're so effed up, sir.
I'm sorry. That's the biggest red flag. That's the biggest red flag we heard today.
That is so, yeah, literally.
That's, no.
I personally would just, see, like this is just me. It doesn't matter how deep I am with anyone. I am out at that. I am out at the disrespect. I am out at that red flag. It's a Pisces thing. We're on our like last life, whatever.
So true.
It's like you just don't. You don't need to carry this like
dead weight. Clearly.
Yeah, and the like you don't want to live your life like that with that person. There's literally so many other people that aren't gonna like that do not care about
also,
that.
The trust is already the trust is already broken. I'm pissed. I'm very pissed about this story.
I would slam the door in his face. That's like the rudest thing I could think of that I would ever do.
And
like,
right before her birthday too.
Oh yeah, and he didn't buy her.
He didn't buy her a gift. He said he was low on money because he spent the money.
Oh,
like it gets deeper than that. You're gonna do that before her birthday too. Your wife's birthday.
I get that like a divorce is hard and like
lots of
probably
paperwork.
money and paperwork and time and like more stress.
Yeah.
But like, do you want to be with that?
You're gonna feel insecure. The trust is already broken. You clearly can't trust him because he lied to your face.
It's not his brother. It's not his uncle that's on his account, honey.
No,
it's him.
it's you.
You know him better than anyone.
Yeah, and he's spending their money on this.
Yeah, basically like that. That's even more disrespectful that it was your birthday and he didn't have money and he didn't take you anywhere. And
No,
it's like,
didn't get you anything. Didn't even buy her
You're a
flowers.
wife.
Didn't even get her flowers, Jordyn.
That's what she said.
He didn't get her anything because he was low on money. I'm
You know,
sorry,
like,
it's a no. It's
you
so
would rather
canceled.
like pay for a girl's like freaking foot picture than flowers for your girlfriend,
wife. For your wife.
You need to be single.
Yeah.
If you wanna do single things, be single.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Yeah, I'm sorry, girl. I thank you for this story, but
Yeah, thank you for
need
your
to
story.
not
I hope
date
you
him.
listen to this.
I mean, marry him. Not even date.
I.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We'll
We
send
love
you flowers.
We'll send
Here
you
go.
flowers. We're kissing you. Mwah. Kiss on the cheek. Wow.
Literally.
What a mess. Honestly, what a loser. Okay, Jordyn, before we dive into story number 3, I have a random question to ask.
Okay.
Now, in case a lot of people don't know, because you can't really tell right now, you have a lot of tattoos.
I do.
You are like a tattoo gal.
Yep.
So I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, how many tattoos do you have, if you know, and what is your favorite tattoo?
I remember when I got 11, that was my 12th tattoo, and since then I probably
12?
added like
I thought you were gonna be like, that was my first tattoo. That's
no,
crazy.
I think I have like about like 18,
Wow.
19, around there. My most recent one is the sun right here.
It's so cute.
It is. It's
I
actually
think
really
that might
cute.
be like one of my favorite tattoos on you. That and the butterfly, because I love butterflies so much.
I really like the How Deep Is Your Love and then the butterfly right here. Those
love-
are my favorites.
But I also like the butterflies on your back.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't see those. I have a lot on my back.
Oh, that's
It's just
true.
like I like to like look at these.
That's very true. Would you say your favorite is the butterfly on your hand?
Yeah, I like the butterfly
so
and
cute. Did it
How
hurt?
Deep Is Your Love. No, I don't think any of my tattoos have particularly
Oh,
hurt.
it's like on the bone.
I mean, I have one on my spine, and people say that those hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Mine's like bold too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Wow. And you have some on your neck too, right?
Yeah, that's like that doesn't hurt at all. Your ear behind your.
What's the one on your neck?
It says angel with a line through it.
So cute. I really like your tattoos. Like I really like I don't have any tattoos for those wondering. But if I were to get any tattoos, it would definitely.
Placements are good.
The placements are good, and also just like I love the sizing. It's not too big.
Yeah.
It's not like overdone.
And nothing too crazy. Like
No,
shown.
I think it's perfect.
Thank you.
If I were to get a tattoo, I would get a tattoo like that. I also just love tattoos in general on other people. Like my sister has half a sleeve and like she's tatted up. I just love tattoos on people. I'm just so indecisive. And
You're not when you sit there in the chair. I decided the sun when I sat there. Like I texted the guy and I was like, "Oh, you have an appointment tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh." I didn't know what I was getting. I sat in the chair.
She made the appointment, doesn't even know what she's getting.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I knew well, the thing is, I was like, oh, I need one. I'm all symmetrical, all my tattoos, except for I don't have like a left rib one. And so I was like, oh, well, at least I know the placement, but I didn't even do that. I literally got like my arm. So now I have to get like the other arm and the rib.
Ooh, so now you got 2 more to add to the list.
I do.
Do you know what those would be, or you don't know?
No, I have no idea.
She'll wait until she sits in the chair.
Yep.
Wow. Well, I love her tattoos. So
Thank you.
The more you know. Just 18 tattoos for those wondering.
Or more or less.
Or more. Maybe 20.
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay, time for story number 3.
Ready.
I am so lonely, I write letters to imaginary people. This is by far the most embarrassing thing I have ever had to admit to anyone. But I always feel so distraught by my sense of loneliness. My family is so suffocating. I feel like I don't belong in it. Being around my cousins and other relatives makes me feel awful. I have felt this way ever since I was super young. The fact that I have social anxiety doesn't help either. I've never had a boyfriend, and I don't feel comfortable talking about my issues with my friends either. My parents aren't super supportive either. So a year ago, I created an imaginary family for myself. Oh my God, wait, this is so sad. I don't talk to them out loud or anything. I just made up an imaginary world where I have loving parents who love me for who I am. I often would daydream about going on trips with them, having dinners with them, and doing things that I haven't done with my own parents in years. But that wasn't enough. So whenever I had a bad day or felt really bad, I would write letters to my imaginary dad or my imaginary mom. I would talk about my feelings and simply mention things as if I was truly speaking to another family member. It made me feel so much better. For once, I felt like there was somebody out there who truly understood me and wanted to listen to me.
That's so sad.
Oh my God.
You said at one point that you had friends and you don't want to talk to them about your problems. That's what friends are for.
Exactly.
They're there for you.
They're not going to judge you.
The things I've told Teala and like
Yeah.
all my other friends, like sure, I would be like judged or whatever, or by my mom, I wouldn't particularly say them.
Mm-hmm.
But like I really like let my friends know everything about my life, and it makes you closer.
It does.
And
also,
you friends are there for you.
Exactly. And plus it's a good test too to like see their reaction to stuff that's very vulnerable and not just like silly and goofy, something that actually is really important and difficult to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes
that'll bring you way closer to the friendship because you get to see if they're really there for you or if they don't care at all, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes if you're shy, like reserved, introvert, social anxiety, sometimes opening up is like opening that door for one day it to be fully open.
Yep.
You really have to start to dip your toes in. You have to start to open up. You have to start to be a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And it will take you a long way, but you have to just start somewhere.
I agree.
And with your parents, I mean, it's not a bad idea to be like, do you guys want to can we go to dinner? Or like, can I make dinner?
Yeah.
I'm sure your parents would love to hang out with you. They love you. You love them. I feel like you just need to kind of like let yourself breathe a little bit more.
Yeah. And don't overthink anything. I think a lot of it, not to like discredit your feelings at all. Obviously your feelings are valid, but a lot of it could be your mind playing tricks on you, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely an overthinker sometimes, and sometimes I'll like paint pictures in my head that aren't even there, and then I'm like, wait a minute, like this is just me.
Like reverse.
This is just my mind like spiraling. No one said anything. No one doesn't
No
like
one's
me.
against you.
No one's against me. So I feel like communication is everything. Communication in any relationship, no matter if it's like boyfriend, girlfriend, cousin, mom, dad, whatever the case may be, communication is so important. And I feel like your parents don't even know that you feel this way. They probably don't know that you don't feel supported by them or you don't feel loved by them. I think that's a conversation that you should bring up. And I feel like they would be very shocked, and they probably would feel so bad, and like it would just open up a big door to make you guys closer together. So I would suggest talking to them and suggesting a family dinner, even whether if it's at home or whatever, and just talk it out, because I feel like there's a lot of rooted issues there, and the longer you let it like fester, the worse it's gonna be. Yeah,
the longer the longer you wait, you know, the longer you're gonna feel like this. Yeah. But it's never too late to talk.
It's never too late. So I hope you feel better. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Internet hug.
Internet hug. Unlimited internet hugs.
Yes, we love you.
We love you.
I think I have the next story.
You do, Jordyn.
It's a long
Take it
one.
away. It is. It's like 2 pages.
Yeah, bear with me, my dyslexia. We can do this.
I believe in you.
This is called, I know, I'm actually like dyslexic, but being able to grow up like reading scripts and everything, I've actually been like trained kind of like to be able to read better. Anyways, My best friend destroyed my social life. I met my best friend Tammy freshman year of high school. We hung out in a big group of 7 to 8 other girls. But at the beginning of junior year, Tammy made a rude comment about another girl's boyfriend. They argued about it and they stopped talking after. Tammy didn't feel comfortable sitting with those girls anymore, so she and I just sat together at our own table. Fast forward to the middle of senior year and winter formal was coming up. I had never gone to winter formal before and I wanted to go. Tammy wasn't going to the dance and I had to figure out who I was going to go with. I didn't have anyone I was super close to go with except for the group that we left junior year.
Ooh.
Even though Tammy and the other girl had an argument, I still talked to the girls because they were my friends too. I told Tammy before and asked her if it was okay if I went with them. She said yes. She told me to go and have fun and send her pictures. Okay. Winter formal was a blast. My friend's mom surprised us with a party bus, and it was so much fun. Tammy texted me throughout the weekend, and I thought everything was okay. But the next week, she stopped sitting with me at lunch. She avoided me. I figured that she was just upset about the situation, and maybe a couple of days, maybe a week, things would go back to normal, but they didn't go back to normal. Things got awkward real quick because we had most of our classes together. We sat next to each other for each of them, but she would just sit across the room. Later, I learned that she was spreading rumors about me. It's been 3 years since this day. I still don't know what the rumors were. I just know that they were really bad because eventually people started avoiding me. I became a total loner. I had no one to sit with. For a month, I sat by myself at break and lunch. People wouldn't speak to me unless it was necessary. After about a month, I was able to find a group that tolerated me enough to hang out with. It was still a stretch to say that they were my friends. Eventually, Tammy came back around, giving me a bland, "I'm sorry for the stuff I did." She was my only friend, and now I don't trust her.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
red flag, red flag, red flag.
Exactly. Imagine if when she first made the comment about the other girl's boyfriend and they argued about it and they stopped talking. Like, imagine if you really just, because you clearly like went to her and you were friends again, and you asked her about the formal thing. So she was still like in your life clearly, but like you should have just at that first red flag gotten
leave.
out.
Exactly what you were saying earlier. When you get those signs, don't wait until it's too late because now it was clearly too late.
I've had a similar situation where like she said that she was texting her throughout the weekend, so she thought it was okay, and then the next week she kind of like distanced herself. I feel like that happens with most people who are like gonna ghost you. They like kind of like drag it along for like 2 or 3, 4 more days, like, and then they don't. It always happens. You just like,
why is that? Especially with like friendships.
They like will continue, and then you think everything is fine.
Yeah, because you're like, and then, we're still talking, and then they just act completely weird.
I think what it is that other people get into someone's head. Like, say they told their mom or their best friends or whatever, and then their best friends are like, "You shouldn't be hanging around her." So then they're like, okay," and then they listen to their friends, and then they ghost you.
Right.
Because in the moment you're like, "Oh well, like
she's fine. We're still cool.
Yeah, and
they're still texting.
Yeah,
and then." That is so true. It's definitely the influence of other people's opinions.
Because it's happened to all of us.
Oh my God. Welcome to LA.
Especially like relationships.
Oh, don't even get me started with that. Yeah.
And
it's like you're working something out with like a person you're dating, and then the friends get in there. You're like, don't take her back or blah, 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 blah.
I'd say usually your friends are right. But I mean, look at this scenario you're talking about here.
Very toxic.
And then the fact that she apologized to you. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's too late.
It's too late now. She ruined so many things. It's too late
to apologize. And one more, like, also point. She said I was able to find a group that tolerated me enough to hang out with. Girl.
Tolerated me enough? That sentence alone, let's just...
I don't like that sentence. No. That's, like, degrading yourself.
Tolerated you enough?
You are awesome.
Yeah, give yourself credit.
You don't need to...
No group of friends should ever make it feel like, oh, I guess I can tolerate her.
Yeah. No.
That's not your friend group.
That's not. It's so toxic. And, like, you're literally out of school with so many people. I feel like...
You can meet your new squad.
You can meet a new squad.
They're right around the corner once you let these people go. Because those people are blocking your true blessings. So let them out. And I was holding in with the new, honestly. These people sound so toxic.
Yeah.
And just petty, too. Just very petty.
Yeah. I just feel bad. And
You should never feel like you're a burden to anybody. And I feel like this girl is definitely making you feel like you're a burden for you to even say, like, tolerate me enough. You should never talk about yourself in that way, because words are very powerful. And I just feel like manifesting
that positivity.
Yes, it's true, because everything you say, low-key, you're speaking into existence. So if you talk so poorly about yourself, you're kind of like manifesting that, and you're manifesting other people to like view you in that way. If you keep saying that about yourself, so don't even use those words to describe yourself. No. You're awesome. You are a fun person to be around. And I'm sure so many people want to sit with you at the lunch table. And if Tammy, or whatever the heck her name was, doesn't want to, then she can go. Because you don't need people like that in your life anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Preach.
So on to the next. But thank you so much, Jordyn, for being here.
Of course.
Is there anything you're working on that you want to promote before we wrap it up?
Check out my podcast.
Yes.
It's called What They Don't Tell You on Podcast One, available on all streaming platforms. And I mean, that's like my main thing. Obviously, we're going to start posting on OnlyFans. But stay up to date on the Instagram too, Jordyn Jones.
Yes. Jordyn Jones and TikTok, Jordyn Jones.
Yep.
Oh, it's all Jordyn Jones.
Love you.
I love you.
Love you more.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We will be back next week with more tea. And if you want to submit an anonymous story, don't forget to click the description in the show note and send it our way. Send it our way. We won't expose who you are.
These are long, so don't hold back.
Don't hold back. Give us the goods, honestly. We're here. We're here to give you advice and react.
Thank you.
I love you guys so much. Bye.